Welcome back, my YouTube family. If you want to see how to get this look, then please keep watching. Welcome back, mi gente. ¿Cómo estás? How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing good. So I've already put on my eyebrows, the Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil in the color chocolate. I put on Anastasia Dip Brow in the color soft brown, and I did put concealer around to shape them. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in with our Smashbox primer oil. What you're gonna do is you're just gonna give it a pump, and then what I do is I put a little bit on the back of my hand just so I don't take too much. Then I dip my hand in it and I put it on with my hand. Sorry, then I put my finger in it and I put it on with my hands. I just don't want to put too much on, so I like to do it on the back of my hand first. Don't mind the redness in my face. It gets like that every time, but it'll go away. Nothing that little cover up and concealer won't cover. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Milani Conceal and Perfect. This one is in the color 04, which is medium beige. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that on with my foundation brush, which is the Morphe 439 brush. Looks like that. Shake this up a little bit. Put 2 pumps on there. And then we're just gonna start putting it in the areas that we want. And I like to pat it in. And just pat, pat, pat. Pat your life away. Pat, pat, pat. And you want to bring it down your neck if you're going to have your hair up. And on your chest if you have an open shirt, so that everything kind of, you know, blends together. And also you want to make sure that you put it on your ears to have everything the same color. If anybody has a foundation that they like, let me know, because I'm always looking for new makeups, whether it be foundations, concealers, mascaras, anything like that. I love blush. Blush is my thing. If you know any good blushes, let me know. I'm gonna go in with the NARS concealer in the color Custard. I'm just gonna take that and I'm just gonna use that as a base for my eyeshadow. So I'm just gonna take my finger now and just bring this all over the lid and bring it out also. Bring it to the inner corner too, and just make sure that it's all even. Make sure that there's no creasing. Once that's done, then you want to set that with a loose powder. So we're gonna go in with the Kat Von D Lock-It powder. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, which is the 504 brush, and I'm just going to put a little bit inside the cap, very little. Take that, tap it off, and then just put this all over the lid to make sure that everything is set in place. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is we're gonna try out a new palette, which is the Beauty Creations Cali Set palette. It looks like that. And we're gonna be doing a look with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start out with a BH Mole brush. It is a blender brush. And before we go in with that palette, I'm gonna take the bronzer that I'm gonna be using later, which is the Wet n Wild's bronzer. It's called Ticket to Brazil. It's 740A. Looks like that. And I'm just going to use that as a transition color. Transition color is something that we put in the crease so that it makes everything easier for us to blend when we're doing other colors. So I'm going to just take that and I'm just going to go back and forth windshield wiper motion. And just kind of place that up there so that, again, it's your transition color. Transition from one color to another color. Probably can't see it, but that's okay. As long as we know it's there to transition, that's what matters. Now, take the palette and we're gonna go in with this cocktail color right here, which is the main color, and I'm gonna kind of just dust that up here by the brow area and in the transition area that we just did. So I'm kind of just going all the way up and around. Same thing on this side, all the way up and around. Next, I'm gonna go in with a Morphe 411 brush. It looks like that. And we're gonna go in with the color DTLA. I'm gonna just start putting that into the crease. In the crease and right above the crease. And then I drag it out a little bit. Again, same thing on this side. I'm just gonna intensify this one just a little bit more. And then I'm gonna bring that into the V area over here. I'm gonna go back into the palette and I'm gonna go in with this color right here, which is called Valley Girl. And we're gonna take that and we're gonna put that on with another BS Mole brush. It's kind of similar to the other brush, but just has a little bit of an angle. And again, I'm gonna dip into here, dust it off, and I'm gonna start putting this in the outer corner. Towards the middle. And I'm not gonna drag this color out too much because I don't want it to look too like, I don't like when the shadows come out too much and it's way too dark. So I'm just gonna keep putting it on, but I'm gonna put it towards the middle like that. And then I'm gonna go back in with the Morphe 411 and I'm gonna go back into the DTLA color and I'm just gonna start blending this and start just making it a little bit higher and a little bit deeper like that. Then I'm gonna go back into Valley Girl, this one, and continue to do what I was doing. Bring it into the crease a little bit and then into the middle. And again, not too far on the outer corner. Now with my eyes, I have one eye that lays lower than the other. So this eye kind of lays a little bit lower than this eye. So I always have to keep working to make them look similar. I'm gonna go back into the DTL color and again, just intensify this a little bit. Bring this around and bring it into the V. Again, just gonna put a little bit more on that side and I'm gonna go back in with Valley Girl and again, just bring it to the middle of the eye like that. And then I'm gonna, again, go back in with DTLA, dust off, and just intensify. And if you can tell, I'm putting very light pressure and very little product because I don't want it to be too intense. Again, same thing on this eye. Light pressure. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a flat brush. This is a Beauty Professional brush, very like a packer brush we're gonna take. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet that with my Mario Budescu spray. Actually, before I wet it, I'm gonna go into this color right here, which is called Martini. And I'm gonna dip the brush in there, get product on it, tap off a little bit, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray the brush with the Mario Budescu spray. This is a facial spray with aloe herbs and rose water, and I'm just gonna spray it, and I'm gonna start dusting, tapping this in to the outer portion of the eye. So it looks kind of metallic, and I'm trying not to get it like too far in the outer corner, but just enough so that you can see it. And you just want to make sure you pack it in there like that. And this is just what the spray does, is it intensifies the eyeshadow, especially shimmery shadows, and it makes them more, it makes it pop on your eye. So if you can tell, look at this eye and look at this eye. This is from the glitter. This one has nothing on it right now. So I'm just going to bring that in, have that color meet. Now I'm gonna go put my head up a little bit because there's some that I can't get because of the creasing in my eye, and I don't want to leave it like that. So I just have to pick my head up a little bit just to get that. And there's one eye. I'm gonna go back into the palette, put some more Martini on there. Now, you don't have to wet the brush again because the brush is already wet. So we're just gonna continue to do the same thing and just start packing that color on the eye. And I always lift my head up a little bit more. So like I said, I can get inside the creasing. Because, you know, I'm no young chicken, so, you know, I don't have that tight skin, and, you know, I have bags under my eyes droop. It is what it is. You get older. So there's that. Now that we have the shadows to where we want them to be, let's move on. Before we do anything else, let's actually put on eyeliner. The eyeliner that I'm going to be using is going to be the Kat Von D eyeliner, if I can find it. Here we go. Kat Von D in the color Trooper Black. Shake it up a little bit and just start defining. Just start making your line. Sorry I can't talk through this because, you know, like holding your breath, just make sure that you get that line perfect. And again, you want to start your line from the end of your eye and bring it up towards your eyebrow. So I always just flick it up. Sometimes, which people say don't do, and I understand, but again, I have creasing, so I have to lift my eye and make my wing. I mean, guys, let's be realistic. If we spend thousands of dollars on, you know, facelifts and fillers and things like that, our face would be perfect. My face would be perfect. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury, so I work with what I have. And this side, it's weird. I start over here on this side, but on this side, I always start at the end. Don't ask me why. No rhyme or reason to it. Just do it. And again, I'm gonna pull the eye back and start drawing the line. But then I let it go for a minute so I can get the line kind of perfect, because if you keep it up like that, holding it up, the line gets weird. So I'm gonna go back to pulling it back down and then start bringing the line through the rest of the eye. I mean, do you ladies hold your breath, or you guys hold your breath when you're doing this? Because I do. I feel like to the point where you kind of like can almost pass out, that you want to get that line so fine. You dig? I know you dig. All right, so now that that's done, let's start doing concealer under the eye. We're gonna go in again with my friend NARS here in Custard. And you won't fall out. Gotta love that. So I'm glad I didn't put any powders on yet, because I'll just cover that up. So again, I just go like this, up. I like to go down my nose like that, and like that. Same thing over here, down my nose, around. And it never fails. When I do my makeup, my nose always starts running. Does anybody else have that problem? Or another thing, my eye starts watering. Like, what is that? What is that? Oh, I'm closing it. I'm not finished yet. And then over here, I'm gonna do a sun. I saw something. I watched a makeup tutorial from somebody else. I think it was, I don't even know who it was. Roxette Arias. Sorry if I say her name wrong. I really love that girl. But she went to a class with the makeup artist for Kylie Jenner, and he told her that you should always put a sun. And even when you pat it out, like, you should always keep it in the sun form. I don't know. I'm gonna go down my smile lines also. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push that in with a brush, but then I'm gonna go in with my Morphe sponge. All right, so here's my brush. I'm gonna push this in. I always bring my concealer all the way out. I just like it. I don't know. I don't know if it's a thing. I don't know if other people do that, but I do. Pat, pat, pat. Drag it out. Just let me know if I'm the only weirdo that does that. Brings the eye, the concealer all the way to the back like that, because, you know, I want to know, am I the only one? Please let me know I'm not the only one. Just kidding. Alright, so I'm going to pat this out very lightly, just to diffuse the edges. And I'm going to keep this like this for now. I'm just going to, you know, shape it a little bit, but we're gonna put some cream contour there, so we're just gonna leave it like that. I'm just gonna go over this now with my beauty sponge. If you guys hear my husband, I apologize. Pat, pat, pat. And you want to just go over the rest of the face because I didn't pat out I didn't pat out the foundation before either, so I just want to do that. Again, go in the round motion over here. Just to keep it like that. Do it underneath the eyes. Above the cupid bow, around the nose. I'm gonna take my, if I can find it, my Smashbox contour stick, and we're gonna just start doing a little bit of, you know, contouring. Just push that hair back. Good. Now for this, you always want to start by the ear. I always go a little bit further down because I just do. But you want to make sure that they're somewhat even on both sides. And I always go around. I just like to shape. I don't know. I put a little bit here. I bring this in like this. Same thing on this side. And then I just go around over here. But I always bring it in to, you know, tone down this big forehead that I have. And then you want to do your chin, shape that out, you know. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take this little corner that I have, because this is kind of flat, and I'm gonna go from the eyebrow and lightly, and I mean lightly, press and do a little nose contour, you know, because your girl has a big nose and she wants to flatten that bad boy. Again, we don't have money for any type of surgery, so we gotta do it with makeup. And then you wanna just, you know, darken your nose. And then me, I have to do the sides of my nose because your girl's, you know, nostrils is, you know, huge. Huge. All right, so, bow. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a brush and just go along the, you know, these edges. Not this brush. Where's my brush? Here we go. It's a broken brush, but it's my favorite one, and I like to do my nose contour with this. So I'm gonna start with that. I'm just gonna start diffusing. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I need to put contour on the sides. I'm sorry, concealer on the sides. To kind of mix this in. Again, I'm just, you always want to bring your contour also from the eyebrow down, so it looks, you know, more put together. I'm just going to take off some of this some of the concealer because it's just a bit much. Then I'm just, like I said, I'm gonna just take out all that stuff. And I'm just gonna I'm just gonna go back in and just do a little bit on the sides again and just kind of pat that out just so we can hide the side with the nose because, you know, I don't like it. I just don't like it. Alright, and then I'm gonna take a BS mold brush. This is a round face brush. It looks like that. And I'm going to start bringing this contour up. You don't want to drag it down. You want to bring it up. Because if you bring it down, then it's not going to look good. See how you get that? Take out any harsh lines. Again, do the same thing on this side, bring it out. And again, I bring this part out because you want to darken your forehead on the side, especially if you have a big forehead like I do, because it makes your forehead look smaller. So that's why I always bring it more out on the sides. And I always make sure that I hit these sides also because it makes your face look smaller. And here, I'm just gonna bring it down. And just kind of turn your head and look and make sure that everything is blended. Bring it down the neck. And kind of make sure that you bring it all the way up to meet the hairline. I know I'm looking a little bit dewy too because it's so hot in here, but if I turn the air on, then you guys are gonna hear it, and you know, we're just gonna have to work like this. All right, so now that the creams are done, I'm gonna actually, I'm not done. Sorry, I want to do cream highlighter. Again, Smashbox highlighting stick. I'm just gonna put that right here, right here, right here, and a little bit in the middle, and some right here, and some right there. And I'm just gonna pat that in. This is my first time using the highlighting stick from the Smashbox, even though I've had it but never used it. But let's see. And just bring it down. Again, do the U. I'm sorry, the sun. Good. Now I'm just gonna go over my face again because we're gonna start with powders. I'm gonna go in with the back end with the Kat Von D Lock-It powder that I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge and put a little bit underneath my eyes, but I just want to take out any creasing that I have right now. Dip this in and lightly press underneath the eyes. Now I don't ever put a lot of powder underneath my eyes because I do have dry under eye, and again because I do have lines underneath my eyes, it does sit in there and it drives me crazy, so I only put very little in there. And then for the rest of the face, I'm gonna go in with my LA Girl Pro face. This is a high definition matte press powder in the color Classic Ivory, and I'm gonna put that on with the powder brush. Again, this is a Beauty Professionals brush, and this is to set the rest of the face. Now the reason I go in with the loose powder underneath my eye and then a pressed powder after is because you don't want to put a pressed powder underneath your eye, especially if you have a dry under eye, because it's just gonna make it look drier. So you want to put something that's finely milled underneath the eye so that you can actually press it into the skin. And this you just want to put everywhere. So we're gonna go back in with the Cali set palette, and I'm gonna take a BS Mole brush that looks like this. It's kind of rounded in a way, and I'm gonna go in with the DTLA color, this color again. Pat a little bit, dust it, and I'm gonna start putting that on the outer corner of the eye. And kind of bringing that low, kind of pretty much having it meet the V here, like that, to give you like that sexy, seductive look. And again, same thing here. I only go about halfway just because I don't know, I just don't like bringing the deep colors all the way to the beginning of the eye. So I only go about halfway. And I kind of try to follow the same thing that I have at the top of my eye. So we did that with that color. Now I'm gonna take a pencil brush. Where are you? Here we go. I'm gonna take a pencil brush that looks like this, and I'm using a pencil brush to kind of bring it in a little bit closer to the lash line, but not have it like directly on the lash line, just kind of bring it in closer. So I'm gonna go in with Valley Girl, and I'm gonna do the same thing, but have it a little bit higher. So you see how it's just, you have the other one down, and then this one here, and this one I'm gonna bring out a little bit further than I did that one. I'm just gonna intensify it like that, and do the same thing on this side. Like that. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the brush that we used for the shimmer color, and I'm gonna put that shimmer color on with that brush. So again, it's the brush that looks like this, and it has some on it still. I'm just gonna tap in a little bit more, and I'm gonna put that at the edge and kind of meeting the other one like that. Same thing here. Have them meet. Like that. Let's curl our eyelashes. I have to curl my eyelashes 100 times because I am that girl that has straight eyelashes. And not only are they straight, but they go down. So it's like, I don't even understand. I could tell you one thing, it's annoying. It's really, really annoying. And especially because it makes it hard to mix them, or I should say to blend them with the other eyelashes. Like, dude, seriously? So there's it curled. Probably can't even tell, but what are you gonna do? All right, so I'm gonna try also another new thing to me, which is the Revlon Volume and Length Magnified mascara. Haven't tried this yet, new to me. And I have to coat my eyelashes like 1,000,001 times because, again, they're straight. Same thing on this side. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some lashes. My cousin Miriam, this is her brand. It's called Seductive by Miriam. This is to help put the lashes on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one, put it on this side, take this one, put it on this side. I'm gonna use the Super Stronghold glue. I'm just gonna put some glue on it. And then you just wanna let this dry a little bit. So I'm just gonna put it down while I'm letting it dry. I'm gonna take my bronzer. Again, the Wet n Wild bronzer. I'm gonna take that on the flat face angled brush by by BS Mall. Gonna dip that in there, and then I'm gonna pat this on the face. And what I'm gonna do is, now that the lash should be dry, I'm gonna take my tool and I'm gonna place the lash on where I want it to be. Now that I put that on, I'm going to make it mix with the other lashes. So I'm just taking this and making sure everything is connected. Like that. Now I'm gonna take the other one and put glue on that one. Again, take it. Just put a little bit of glue. That dry, I'm gonna put it down, let it dry. In the meantime, we're gonna take our blush palette while we wait. And I'm gonna take a Wet n Wild brush that looks like this. And I'm gonna go into my BH Cosmetics blush palette that looks like this. And I'm gonna go in with this pink color right here. And I'm gonna go in with this color right here. So I'm gonna mix the two. And you want this on the apples of your cheeks. Now I'm gonna take my sponge and just dab that out. Okay. And I'm gonna take my lash now and I'm gonna place it on. push my eyelashes onto these. And then just lift this up. Now, if you don't like such a dramatic lash, of course you can use, you know, different ones. I'm gonna take my Fit Me blush, and I'm just gonna diffuse this blush a little bit, but I'm gonna use my sponge, and I'm just gonna dab it. Go in with Colorpop in the color Bee Sting. And again, just to give it some color. And now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna put a lip on. I think I'm gonna go nude lip just because everything is so bold. Or maybe I should do a pink lip. Whatever, everything's bold, right? Let's just go bold. All right, so I'm gonna take this Essence pencil. I don't know what the name of it is. It's a lip liner that looks like this. And then I'm gonna line my lips. If you want to know a trick to making your lips look bigger without having plastic surgery, just overline. That's all you gotta do, just overline. All right, so now I'm going in with my BH Cosmetics liquid lipstick. Don't know what color this is. It doesn't have a color thing on it. Looks like that. And just lining my lips. I feel like Minnie Mouse. That's what I feel like with these lashes and these ears on. All right, I'm gonna put on what's next to me right now. This is called Tasty Lip Color in the black cherry. It's called Lipliousious. Because this is what I have right next to me, so I'm gonna use this gloss. And I'm gonna put some of that mascara on my bottom lashes. Push the lashes up. And I'm gonna take Mario Budescu and spray that. Before we go, let's put some highlighter on. I'm gonna take this Ellen Tracy highlight, and it looks like that inside. Many different colors. I'm gonna take my Morphe 510 brush. I'm gonna go into this luster color right here, which is like a pinkish tone, and I'm just gonna highlight my cheeks. Same thing over here, my nose, my Cupid's bow, and I'm gonna take a little bit of that and I'm gonna gonna go underneath my brow bone. And this is the final look. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me and taking time out of your busy schedule to watch this video. I really appreciate it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and definitely turn on your notifications so you never miss a video from me. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.